Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. Welcome to today's video. We are starting a new mini album series. We are getting ready to, or we are today, this video is the start of our next mini album. And so what we're going to do today in this video is we are going to talk about the products that I'm going to be using, whether it's my printables or physical. We're going to do a little bit of prep work and get the ball rolling. I have a little bit of homework for you. But I wanted to say that right now we're kind of starting off a little bumpy because right now we are having some really bad weather. It's so bad. It is so bad. And it's going to be a little bit of a rocky start. So you guys, I hope you just bear with me a little bit. Our power keeps going in and out, and I don't know about you, but I need power to record. I don't record on a phone. So I'm struggling a little bit because I need the power to record, I need the power to edit, I need the power to upload. All these things are important to get these videos up for you guys. So that being said, we are starting off a little rocky, and I'm actually a little bit late getting going because I wanted to already be up and running for about a week now, and it just hasn't worked out. So, and that's okay. It's fine. Everything is meant to be, right? What's meant to be is meant to be, and that's just the way it is. That's the way it has to be. I don't know. What am I saying? I don't know. Anyway, so I will have a link to a collections list for everything that I'm using in my Etsy. The printable stuff. Everything is, it's all printable. I don't know why I did that. It's all printable from my Etsy. I'll have a collections list for everything that I'm using in this project, and I'm not going to add too many things to it right now because, to be honest, I don't know exactly all the things I'm going to be using, so I'm just going to use the things that I know. I'm just going to add, the things that I know that I'm going to be using. In that list currently, I will have a link to all the products that I'm using. So if I buy them from a certain place, I will have those linked down below. I will have a Amazon list for all the products that I'm using as well. And that'll be linked down below. Everything is very specific to this project. So that's what I like. I try to do that for everything because I feel like that is so much more helpful than for you guys to have to hunt and look for every little thing. I just feel like if you hit that one link, you can go see everything the best I can. Like magnets, for example. You can hit the magnet link and go exactly to the ones that I purchase. There's just no question. You know what I mean? There's nothing left up in the air. You know exactly which ones I'm using. The Amazon sometimes can be a little tricky with that because sometimes if that item has been sold out or whatever, they'll put a comparable. So make sure you look for something that says comparable if it doesn't seem quite right, because it they may have substituted something for a comparable. Why do I keep doing this? A comparable product. And there'll be timestamps down below. So first thing, let's start off with, we are going to be making a mini album mashup, album 1. We're going to be making an album using this set of templates, and this is the album we just finished making, and this one was with a full-on printable paper collection. This one is called Love Story, and it turned out beautiful. And if you want to see a step-by-step video playlist for this, I will have it linked up here for you guys. You can check it out and you can see what this set of templates is all about. I had asked you guys, did a video, I'll link it here, where I was showing you two different paper collections. One was Stamperia, one was Prima, and I asked you guys to give me your thoughts. Wow, I mean, you guys gave me your thoughts, you know, but the problem with that was it was about 50-50. It was about 50-50, so I just had to make a choice because I feel like some of you really love Stamperia, some of you really love Prima, some of you really love certain things about each paper collection. Some things are easier to get in certain parts of the world, some things are harder to get in certain parts of the world, all the things, I know. But I feel like, actually, no matter which one you like the best, I feel like you can still make the same album with me whichever paper collection you chose. I feel like you can make the exact same album with me. So either way, I feel like it's a win-win for you and for me. So I have chosen the Stamperia paper collection. This is the Masters of Magic paper collection. And I have chose this because it's so different than anything I've ever done, anything I've ever used. And we're still like in early spring, and I feel like these colors can still work with early spring. So yeah, this is what I've chosen to use. So let me show you exactly what I'm going to be using, and then we'll come back to the templates here in a second. Oops. Let me scoot that out a little bit. So there was 3 different collections, paper collections possibilities. Not collections, 3 different varieties of this paper collection that I could choose from. And so I had all 3, and what I did was I went through, I took the double-sided paper collection and I went through and I tried to find out if all of those pages were in the other 2, or which ones had more unique pages, or I don't even know how to explain it, but I went through and discovered that between the single-sided paper, which is fun because you can print on the back side, the single-sided paper and the background selection. So the backgrounds, that's 10 double-sided sheets, and there's only 1 of each, but which kind of stinks, but at the same time this album is not ginormous. So I feel like between these 2, we have so much variety that we didn't need to get the double-sided paper. So if you just got the double-sided paper collection, that's fine too. You can, I think that'll be fine too. But these are the 2 that I chose to use. So we've got the single-sided, which has all of the double-sided stuff in it. And then it also even has things that there are some pages that are not in the double-sided paper collection, and I had them marked, but I took the markings off, which I wish I'd have left, but either way. So anyway, it's a lot of variety, and since we mat a lot with patterned paper, I feel like this is a better choice for now for this paper collection, because we can cut it, make mats out of it, and paste it down to another piece of paper and not feel so bad that we're covering up this plain white. Or we can print on it, and I thought I had one printed. I do. Oh, I might end up giving you, I'll show you. I don't want to give you a sneak peek too much. Well, it's not a huge sneak peek. But anyway, I did print on the back side of one of them just to show you how I think it's going to be really good to have a single-sided. And then the backgrounds are amazing because you can again use these as mats or inserts or whatever, print right on it, and you've got a beautiful double-sided image that go together. You know, they're not exactly, you know, like there's not flowers. Oh, look, I was getting ready to say there's not flowers on the back side of that flower, but there are. So, you know what I mean. Like, look at here. This pattern is not on the back side of here, but they're both beautiful all the same. So, these are the 2, and I'm just bought 1 of each. Then, I also am going to be using the washi. I'm going to be using the washi pack. This is 8 adhesive washi sheets. So I tore a little bit off of this full image here because I wanted to see how well it's shown through. And again, I'll show you that in just a minute. But these are fun. These would be great little, you have to cut them though, like if you want to cut these images out, but you don't have to be super precise because again, it is washi. So these are like die cut pieces, except they're washi and you have to cut them out. So we're going to be using this, and I just thought these were just so, instead of having like the loose die cuts, we have these. I don't know, I thought these would be really fun. This is new for me to have these types of things, I think. I don't recall anyway having anything much different. Or I don't recall ever using anything quite like this before. So I'm going to be using that, but this is an optional thing, right? You don't have to have this. The other thing from the paper collection that I'm going to be using are the die cut chipboard pieces. And, oops. And I did not choose to use the other die cuts, the ephemera pack, because it has that like, that, I don't know what that is on it, the shiny, I don't know. I just decided I'm trying to pare it down a little bit, and we don't use all of the things when we make an album. We don't use all the things, so I was trying to pare it down a little so that we didn't feel like there was so much left over, you know. So these are, I don't think they're adhesive. It doesn't say on here that they're not adhesive. Oh, but see, that feels sticky. What is this? I don't know if they're adhesive or not. I tried to test this one out, right? But it's not adhesive. It peeled the backing off is what it did, but I feel like it, I don't know. Somebody tell me. If I haven't figured it out, somebody tell me. See, that's not coming off. That's just the backing of the, I don't know. I know, I want to try it again. Somebody tell me. It doesn't say adhesive on it, but I just feel like it might be. Nope, that's just paper. I thought, ooh, maybe it is. No, look, I'm just going to tear that off now. Okay. So I'm going to actually take a minute, and I'm going to sort these out and put them in my trays. It was funny. I was like, what does this spell out? And it spells out magic, which is cute. Okay, so I'm going to grab some trays, and there's not that many different things. I'm going to put like words in one, or things with words, like those and these, and even magic. Why not? There's one, and then I'm going to put these things in here, all these gears and sealing thingies and whatnots. And a chair. I don't know if I would actually use a chair, but I'm going to stick it in there. And then, where am I going to put the cards and stuff? So I don't think, I mean, anything is possible. I don't think I'll use these things. Partly because I don't really know what they are. They're just gears and pipes and things, I think. But you never know. I'll leave them in here. But I do know I probably won't, unless I put something over top, I probably won't use the people. Although I do like the mushrooms and stuff on the one side. So maybe I'll stick it in here underneath. I don't know what I'll do. I'm just going to stick them up under the chair. How about that? And I might use the little fox guy. And then I think I'll put these in here. And the hearts. And the hearts are cute. Okay. That was pretty simple. And I'm going to put the washi tape, I'm going to leave it just like that and put it in my crafty companion. I'm going to grab one of these project folder thingies. This is for 12 by 12s. I'm not going to tear these out of the, I'm not going to tear them out of the glue here. I'm just going to leave them because there's only one of each. Right? There's not like multiples of each. And usually when I tear things out, it's because there's two of each. And I want to be able to use one before I use the second. Ooh, let's get more. But I am going to be using this for like when I cut pages apart and stuff. So I'm going to set this aside as well. All right. Another optional thing from this paper collection that I might use. I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to use this, but I did think it could be fun, but I'm just not sure. And I had bought several, a couple of these. They're molds that go with this paper collection. And I'm just not sure. I know a lot of people don't like these. A lot of people do like these, but I did a few tests. I used resin. This is what I used to pour into here. And I don't know, because I've never used this type of mold before. I don't know if you can use paper clay stuff in here. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody told me you can't use like melted wax, but this stuff gets super hot, so I don't know. So I took some resin and I did some like test. I wonder if I should just plop it out like that. I feel like I'm gonna break it. Okay, so you can kind of, I don't know, can you see? Let me find a sheet. Can you see that better? No, not really. Okay. So it's basically, you know, based on like a deck of cards. It's got like the heart, the diamond, the club, the spade. It's got different variations of cards, a joker, and the back of a card. So here's a back of a card. Here's the, you know what I'll do? Let me bring the camera. Let me focus, or zoom in. Focus. Let me focus. Let me zoom in. Maybe you'll be able to see it a little better. Can you see the joker and the back of the card there? So I tried to pour them very thinly because these are deep. I swear I keep hearing sirens. The sirens went off all night last night. I keep hearing sirens today. I think I'm just imagining it. I think. Anyway, I apologize. So I hope this is focused. I can't hardly tell. So I tried to pour them super thin because the molds are very, very thick. And I discovered that if you pull them out while they're still a little soft, you can trim them up with scissors. Oh, you might be able to do it even now. Yeah, you can. You can trim them up with scissors if they get, you know, if they get like raggedy. So that's a good thing to know. And then, sorry, I don't even know if I'm in frame. This was what I had left over. It's starting to harden up, and I don't know if you can see it. That's not a good pour. I gotta back up a little bit. I don't think that's doing very good. Let's do a little. But I had it and I wanted to go ahead and use it, and that was the Ace of Hearts there. Can you see that? And then here is the Ace through 10 of Hearts, a little collection of cards. And it looks like I could have trimmed that up a little bit. I don't know if you can see the lip. And then I did a heart. And then there was some die. And I did paint one. I used, I forget what I used. Some acrylic paint, but I forget what color. Just to see how it looks. And it does look pretty cool. Not gonna lie. So I haven't made any decisions on any of that yet. But this is what I did. But I also wanted to point out we did a album, and for whatever reason I cannot think of where this came, what collection it was part of. I have a mold that has all of these things. It's a diamond. I forget what paper collection this was with though. There's the spade. Look, there's a difference between paper clay and resin. So if you have that mold, you could probably just use that if you wanted to use a mold. What paper collection? Y'all help me out. And then that one also has like little smaller ones. Whoops. That one also has like little smaller versions of the big ones. So that's pretty cool too. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to go find it. I'm gonna have to go look. Okay, I found it. It is the Lost in Wonderland Prima. And if you have this one I think would be fun to use with this paper collection as well. Just because it's like a playing card kind of situation, you know. I had made my prototypes for the Timeless. I made one set of prototypes using that paper collection. So that's why I have it. But I feel like we use these on something else. I don't know. This is going to drive me nuts. I can't. Anyway, so if you have this, then go ahead and use that. Okay, so this again is completely optional. I'm probably gonna try to play around with it a little bit. I just think it might be fun to add onto pages because we have room, you know, but there is room. Like this I feel like is too thick, but it's very dimensional, so I don't know if we would just use something like this on the covers, or I don't know, but again, completely optional. I'm gonna put this in one of my crafty trays so that I can remember that I'm thinking about using those. And so I just poured a few just to see, and the mold was fine. Everything was just fine. It worked just fine. So yeah, I did order something that I don't have yet, and let me find that on my phone, and I'll show you because I haven't got it yet. But I had made a when I did the keepsake boxes, I had made a box for my games cards, like playing cards and poker chips and dice and things like that. A long time ago. I made one for myself, I made one for my son, and then I designed the keepsake box set of templates. And I have to remake one for myself because it is kind of destroyed. I'll get it, I'll show you. So this was way before the templates were made. Okay, this was way before. And the the lid has come off. There were some cool little feet on it. And the decorations that were on it have like come off and stuff. What else do we got in here? What is that? Is that just garbage? How did garbage get in there? But anyway, there's Skippo cards in here. There's playing cards. I just need to make a new box. So anyway, when I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, I want to add some cards. How did these go? I think they must have been something, I don't know, something. I don't remember. I wish I had a picture. So I ordered some of these mini playing cards, and let me show you. Let me find them. Hold on. Oh, and look, the die. See, isn't that kind of clever? These I made using Tim Holtz. Oh no, it wasn't Tim Holtz. What are those from? I don't remember. They're just really small squares, acrylic squares. All right, hold on. I don't remember where those came from, but anyway. Okay. So here is what I ordered, and they're just tiny little playing cards, right? They're just little bitty, and I got a 6-pack of them, so I'm assuming they'll be both red and blue. I got a 6-pack of them, and they were like $6.99, and I got them on Amazon. They'll be in the Amazon list, but I ordered these thinking those would be so much fun to have throughout, because you know, magic and magic tricks and blah blah blah, right? I thought that might be fun to add throughout the album. So that idea came because I was looking at the box I need to repair. So there's that. But I haven't got them yet. But I wanted to show you guys that I do have them on order. Yeah, the feet, I don't know what happened. I made this box so long ago. Oh look, there's more cards. So long ago. So, I don't know. What did I have, like the 3s or something? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But anyway, alright. So there's that. I'm going to put this aside. So that is something I'm going to be using, and I'll have it in the Amazon list, but I don't have them physically to show you. Alright, now let me show you the set of templates that we're going to be using. Let me show you which background design I chose. I think it'll go perfect with this paper collection, and I chose the diamond check, so I think it'll go great. Let me show you this was the page that I cut down to print on the back side. I have no idea if I'm upside down or not. I feel like I might be. Anywho's, these are all the pieces. And here's the page that, the pattern paper. And then I printed one of the inserts on the back. So that's the diamond check, right? Don't you think it's gonna go wonderful with the paper collection? So I just wanted to show you, and I did want to test it to make sure that I could print on it with ease, because it's not super thick paper, so that means most of you will be able to print on it with ease. This was my first test. I was testing out inks too, so pay no attention to that. But this was the washi. I put the washi over top, and it's going to be hard to see on camera, but you can slightly see through. And this one's just that brown, so I'm imagining that when we cut like images out, we can really add a lot of character to this diamond, you know, this diamond check background design. So that's the background design I'm using in the mini album mashups. That's the one I chose, and it'll be in the collections list. So we're definitely going to be having to use this in the album at some point. So let me take all of these scraps and put them either in my crafty companion or in that big sheet. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Big sheet, not big sheet. What is that? That plastic pouch. I'm going to go ahead and put these in here like this because it is part of the paper collection. Alright, so we're definitely going to be using the diamond check. Lovely. And then we are also going to be using the shades of color too. Let me show you which colors I picked. I've been recycling paper, so pay no attention to the back sides. So I have picked, you need to do a test print. Even if you've already done a test print earlier this year or last year or the year before, your printer may be printing slightly different than it was a year ago, or than it's going to be printing in a year from now. It all depends on ink levels and all the things, and you know, technology and all that business, right? So it's good to test print every once in a while. So that I went ahead and did my test print, and so then I cut the edges off and I scored them to where I could hold this up. This is not a shades of color too. Hold this up towards the paper collection and to see which one fits good. So I picked 1 and 4 that match the paper collection. I picked 16, 17, and 18 that match the purples in the paper collection, which, you know, I love purples. And then I picked 19, 20, and 21. I didn't pick anything on this page. I'm not even sure I've ever used anything on this page. And because we use like coffee stained paper a lot, so I didn't even test to see if any of these were around the same shade. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I've already picked. I've already picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. So will we use them all? I don't know, but that is what I've got with the shades of color. So we're going to be using that. What do I have this for? This, I guess. So the shades of color. And then we're going to be using both sets of Photomats. Photomats Essentials, the original, and the Photomats 2. We're going to be using both of those. We're going to be using both of the printable ephemera journal spots, set 1, set 2. And we're going to be using the letter cards and the number cards, okay? We're going to be using, these are kind of like staples in my opinion, in all of my albums. This is the newest staple that I have just put out not too terribly long ago, well, in the last project. So these are capital letters and lowercase letters. And these are a lot of fun. You can print them and make all different sizes. So we're going to be using these in the project. And so far that is the only printable things I have made a decision about. That's what I'm going to be using in this project. So we've got that. So let me show you the inks and things that I'm going to be using. The first overall ink, so this is like when we do the edges and everything, I'm going to be using the Distress Oxide Scorched Timber. It works really nicely with this paper collection, and we've used it before, so this one's really nice. And this is my ink station for the square ink pads, and this is one of my essentials that I have out there. I will have that video of all of this linked up here. But we're going to be using Scorched Timber as our overall ink. And then we are going to be using, well, this is optional, but I've already made some hole reinforcements using 4 different Distress inks. These are not oxides, these are just the regular. So this one, let's see, this one is the Dusty Concord and Scorched Timber, I believe. Did I write it on the back? I did. Dusty Concord on one side, and then I put the Scorched Timber on the other and just sprayed it with water. So I don't know if you can tell the difference between the two. It's really hard to show, I think. So that's that one. Victorian Velvet and Scorched Timber. Yep. That's that one. And then what we have? Speckled Egg, Tumbled Glass, and this one is Tumbled Glass and Scorched Timber. So the ones that have the Scorched Timber kind of match better, but in some cases the pure color works good too. So, and then we also have a Speckled Egg and Scorched Timber. So you don't have to have all these colors. I just like to have a variety of colors. We don't end up using all of them, and that's totally fine because these can be used in other projects for other things. I've already lost one in the midst somewhere, somehow. But these are the hole reinforcements that I've colored. They are linked in the Amazon list, and I will do my best to link the Distress, the little mini cubes. But they're hard. They're hard. You either need to buy them as a set of 4 or get them individually. But when you get them individually, it's almost like you should have bought a set of 4. It's like almost the same price. It's so bizarre. But anyway, I'm having a hard time closing them because each one of them has like a little pad underneath them. So those are the Distress inks that I'm going to be using. Okay, so if we do a wax seal in this album, it will be using my favorite color. It actually matches perfectly with this album. So if we do a wax seal, this will be what I use, and I think I'm just going to use the letter H. So I have a whole set, and I linked them years ago for you guys. We bought these a long time ago. I'm just going to use the letter H because my last name is Harrison. So I'm just going to use an H for the wax seal because I don't really have anything that kind of matches the theme. I mean, I have a clock, alarm clock one, but there's not that many clocks in there. So I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just going to do the H for a wax seal. If I do, I'm sure I will. I don't even know why I'm saying if. But I don't have a specific stamp that I'm going to be using with this project. I'm just going to use a generic H. And I'll probably use black and white baker's twine. And I don't know 100%. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the wall over there. I don't know 100%, but I'll be using magnets. And what else? Oh, and you know, corner chompers. I use to make tags. I use these two to make tags, and I also use this one to do my Photomats Essentials because it has the photo thingy, and then the angle one is what I use to make tags, and I use this large one to mat that. So I'll have both of those in the Amazon list. But these are all things we use all the time, you guys, so I feel like you have them already, you know, most of them. Was there anything else I was going to show you? And I am sure that we'll be adding things along the way, so you're just gonna have to give me a little grace on that because I haven't planned this album out fully. It's been hectic around here, and yeah, I haven't planned it out fully, so we'll see. Okay, so I did go ahead and make my covers. Okay, I made them exactly the same way I made this set of covers. I will link that video up here. And I did go ahead and make my binding. And I did print the diamond check version. Can you see that? Oh my. Oh my. Hold on. That startled me. I thought I have a new phone. Did I already tell y'all that? And I don't know how to work it. But look. It says, a 5-star review. I absolutely love these flowers. To be able to print these with any pattern paper is fabulous. Love all your creations, Jennifer. Thank you. And who are you? You are Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. I love reading your all's reviews. Anyway, I don't know how to use my phone. Whatever. Moving on. So I have already made my covers, and when I say I made them exactly the same way, I forgot to put the tie back or anything, the binding tape. I forgot to put it in the seams just like I did with that one. So go figure, you know, I made it exactly the same. So that is your homework. So we will, when we come back together again, we will start either on a page or on a cover. I don't know. I haven't decided where we're starting yet. So I think all of my adhesive resources, all of my magnet resources, all of my paper, blah, 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 all the stuff. I don't know why I sounded funny just then, is linked in the description box, and it's also in that first pinned comment. And I'm really excited to get started on this. I'm really excited. I'm not excited about the current weather, but I am really excited to get started about this, to get started on this. And I hope you guys are too. And if you don't want to use this paper collection, please feel free, use your favorite, and then share pictures with me on Facebook. I would love to see your interpretation of what we're doing with different paper collections. I would just love to see that. And I invite you to post in my Facebook group. My Facebook group is linked in the description box and the first pinned comment. And I also would like to ask you to A, be a subscriber to my channel, B, give me a thumbs up, and C, leave me a comment. Also, you could share me with your friends and stuff. That'd be cool too, your friends and family. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you in the next one.